As police officers, we are supposed to enforce the law. We are supposed to apprehend those who break the law. Interestingly, this year's theme given to me by the organizers was broken but beautiful. It got me thinking, is breaking always beautiful? Are broken things always beautiful? Do they have to be beautiful? It took me back to my younger days when I was a young girl, I traveling from Thane to Mumbai. As a young girl, I had to commute daily at least for 4 hours. I gathered many experiences along the way. When I would alight the train from Thane railway station, I would be in a very different world. And when I would get down at Mumbai railway station, I would be part of a very different world. A world that was more liberal, more cosmopolitan, and yes, definitely English speaking. I have studied from a Marathi medium school, and getting into that setup, getting into that socio cultural setting was definitely a challenge for me. I had a very strong feeling that I must break out of my comfort zone to belong to this world as well. I took Collins' dictionary and I single handedly wrote down each and every word that was there in that dictionary. It definitely equipped me with vocabulary and quantitatively. But in order to be able to express in English, in order to be able to express in English in oral or written, I had to practice as much as I could. I had to observe as much as I could. I again broke out of some of my comfort zones. I observed and interacted with illustrious professors, my peers and friends. As a result of that breaking out of comfort zone process, today I am very comfortable with French, German, Marathi, Ahirani, which is my native language, Sanskrit, Hindi, and of course English. These languages have brought beauty to my life now. This beauty brought me joy and it became a voice inside my head. So, 4 years ago, when I was posted as Washim SP, I encountered a very peculiar custom. Washim is a very aspirational and very interior district in the state of Maharashtra. In this particular religious procession, trucks, trolleys, and tractors would be decorated with hundreds and thousands of swords, daggers, and air guns. Now, it is prohibited by law to carry and exhibit arms and ammunition in public spaces. It was a flagrant violation of this particular law. In 2017, we tried to warn them. We created an awareness amongst them that what they are doing is indeed breaking the law. However, they still continued with this tradition, with this custom, and we ended up having to register offenses against them. So, in 2018, some of them decided not to display these arms and ammunitions on their trucks, tractors, and trolleys. Most of them still continue to do so. We registered offenses against them. We made extensive raids on their weapons. We seized those swords and air guns and daggers. As a result of which, in 2019, it was happily observed that the same trucks, tractors, and trolleys were decorated with flowers and balloons now. So, breaking this framework gave rise to a possibility of inclusivity. Now, women, children, and senior citizens could safely participate in that procession. For police as an agency, it was easier to maintain law and order in that particular area. So, in this context, breaking was beautiful, broken was beautiful because it had a meaning. All life begins from a mother's womb. All life breaks out from a mother's womb. However, it is the same woman's body that is a subject of ridicule, apathy, and violence. When I was a young girl, I would travel by buses, local trains, and I would peruse the public spaces. Like the most of you girls, I have been target and subject of eve teasing, molestation, and ridicule. As a police officer, I once encountered a case wherein a 2-year-old girl child was raped horrendously by a 60-year-old man. That definitely got me thinking as to why crime against women is committed. What is the root cause of crimes against women? These crimes take place because she is a woman. All crimes against women take place because she is a woman. If we are to put a stop on crimes against women, we must put a stop on this kind of mentality, this kind of stereotypical thinking first. To do that, to bring down the crimes against women, there is a gender sensitization project in Aurangabad district. Constabulary of Aurangabad rural district got together, they were sensitized, they were briefed about constitutional rights and duties that are equally given to one and all. Now, it was the greatness of this constabulary that they broke out of their thinking, they broke out of their cocoons and shells, and today they were ready to sensitize young girls and boys in schools and colleges. In this particular project, they would go to schools and they would interact with the students in format of games. Children learn the best when they are engaged in games. Say, for example, in a game, a photo of a girl clad in jeans and t-shirt is shown, and in another photo, a girl clad in a traditional salwar kurta attire is shown. Now we would ask the boys, who do you think will be Eve teased first? The boys would almost promptly say that the girl wearing jeans and t-shirt would be Eve teased the first. But then their school girl counterparts would say, no, we come to the school clad in traditional attire, we wear salwar kurta daily to the school, and yet sometimes we are Eve teased on our way to the school. Then we would encourage a discussion, a debate on effects of eve teasing on girls, their families, and how it hampers their scope at finishing their education. Thereafter, a picture of a man and a picture of a woman would be shown to them. Both were supposed to run a race and reach a victory line. The pathway for the man was relatively clearer. The pathway for the woman was full with so many obstacles, such as childbearing, familial tasks and functions, etc., etc. So then we would engage the students in a discussion by asking them about gendered division of labor and whether everybody in the family should chip in to the household chores. Thereafter, girls and boys both would be given balls of dough and they would be asked to roll rotis in 1 minute. It was to everybody's surprise that even the boys could come out with perfectly circular rotis and girls couldn't. We would give them blocks of woods, hammer, and nails. Everybody would be given a minute and they would be asked to hammer in maximum number of nails into the wooden block. Again, it was to everybody's surprise that even girls could hammer in more number of nails than the boys. So, a discussion about gender neutrality and having equal chances, equal opportunities would ensue. At the end of these games, a general discussion would follow wherein they would be briefed about constitutional rights and duties. See, we all have different bodies, bodies of men and women. They are all but different. We all have only 5, 6 functions that are different, but we all have the same brains, same dreams, same fighting spirit, and same aspiration. It is the level playing ground that is lacking. Afterwards, in the interaction with young school girls and boys, a girl wrote her feedback in Marathi. She said, आज मला मोडून पडल्यासारखं वाटतं आहे, पण हे मोडून पडणं सुरवंटासारखं आहे, मला फुलपाखरू झाल्यासारखं वाटतं आहे. Translated in English, it means, I feel that I have broken out of my old framework and now I feel winged like a butterfly. Her lines have touched me deeply because now it means that she has found hope and she has found meaning. We all are designs of our broken frameworks. Every moment has the potential to be a moment of crisis, a moment of rupture. It is from this rupture that a different and a possibly beautiful framework can arise. because it has a meaning and it is being alive. Thank you.